And today it's time to go for a ride in the Swedish countryside with this special Viking tour. But before, hi folks, I'm Lawrence from Italy and my aim is to show you many places around the world from my curious human perspective. If you want to help me grow this project, please like and subscribe. Okay, let's start our journey. After surviving the beers of Skansen and 2 days of terrifying rain, I decided to take a trip to the Swedish countryside. As you know, I'm passionate about Viking myths and culture, so my goal that day was to visit the most important touristic Viking archaeological sites in the area. So, on that leaden spring morning, a small bus driven by our manager named Urban picked me up in front of my hotel and we set off on our little adventure trip. Our first stop was in a very special area famous for Runic Stones. Bank stones are a mix of Viking pagan culture and Christianity. Here you can see the famous Jormungandr, close to Christian symbolism, as of course the cross. Many stones are about this chieftain named Jorlabanke and his clan, some about his family during 4 generations. Also very beautiful is the Vallentuna church, guess what, also surrounded by rune stones. Oh my goodness, they are everywhere! The day had started well, and while I was wondering what color beard this mighty Viking had, after a quick stop for a traditional Swedish fika in a grocery shop or hukeriet, we headed from one of the most important places in the area, Sigtuna. Here we are in one of the oldest cities in Sweden. Sigtuna was founded on what was then the shore of Lake Mälaren just over 1000 years ago. At that time it was a royal and commercial center and one of the most important cities in Sweden. Think that even the first Swedish coins were minted here. Its location was important because being on the lake was perfect for good trade. Here you can wander around the main street or the town in search of the many runestones or visit the ruins of the ancient church or the beautiful St. Mary's Church. But our time here had quickly run out, so we left for our last stop, the town of Upsala. We divided our visit to Uppsala into 2 different parts. The first we visited Gamla Uppsala, outside the city, a village and a parish that in the 3rd century AD and in the 1st century AD and onwards was an important religious, economic and political center. It is such a sacred place that even Odin himself is said to have resided in Gamla Uppsala in the mists of time. According According to the famous ancient historian Snorri Sturluson, however, it was Freyr who apparently lived here, and Saxo Grammaticus adds that Freyr began human sacrifices in Gamla Uppsala. Now, on the remains of the ancient temple, there is a beautiful church where is also buried the famous Anders Celsius, you know, the inventor of the Celsius scale. What I can tell you is that this is definitely a place full of energy, just like the second place we visited, the Cathedral of Upsala. A beautiful Gothic cathedral really similar to the French ones, located between the University Hall of Uppsala University and the Fieris River in the center of Uppsala. It dates to the late 13th century, built under Roman Catholicism. It was used for coronations of Swedish monarchs. Here's some images of this beautiful place. Yes, also for today our trip ends here. After the cathedral we sped to Stockholm. It was a super cool experience and I recommended it to all of you. Well, I end the video here. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week with a new video. In the meantime, cheers guys!